and the aircraft carriers indefatigable, illustrious, indomitable, and victorious. Great ships, but only forerunners of the might of the Royal Navy, which will come out to the Pacific now that Germany has been eliminated. Now the work of the fleet train is done, and the task force can get back into the fighting area. They move off once more in search of the Jap. Pilots must keep fighting fit. They keep in trim with fencing and other sports. This time, our naval aircraft will bomb and strafe Jap airfields in Sakashima Islands and Formosa, preventing their use by the enemy against our American allies on Okinawa. Our aircraft are stowed between decks in enormous hangars. Great lifts carry the folded aircraft up to the flight deck. A last-minute briefing before the strike. Men of England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. Men from the Dominions, most of them veterans of air warfare in Europe, and now already experienced in the new conditions of the Pacific. Soon their numbers will grow and grow. This is no one particularly exciting day with Britain's task force in the Pacific. It's just typical of routine daily operations. Here are the deadly Corsair fighters, easily distinguishable by the cut of their wings. Now they're ready for the takeoff. Chocks are removed, the pilot opens up his throttle, and away she roars down the flying deck. Next, an Avenger is off on the job. Notice the straight cut of the wings as compared with the Corsair. The steam jet in the bow helps the navigator to keep the ship dead into wind. While our aircraft are away seeking out the Jap bases, the ships in the task force are naturally a favorite target for Jap suicide bombers. Meanwhile, in the gathering dusk, our naval aircraft are returning from their strike against the Jap airfields. The carriers turn into wind, and the Avengers, with flaps down, come into land. The arrestor gear pulls them up sharply. The hook is released, and the pilot taxis forward at full speed to make room for the next arrival. Specially detailed men guide them to the right spot. There isn't an inch to spare on a crowded flight deck. Meanwhile, Corsairs have been giving fighter protection overhead. Now it's their turn to land. The lurch of the ship beats this one, which crashes into the island. As the petrol belly tank explodes, fire parties rush into action. The pilot's safe, but the plane has had it. Streams of foam subdue the fire, but the Corsair looks as though it's a write-off. There's no room in carriers for wrecked planes, so this one is a souvenir for Father Neptune. Men on deck search anxiously for missing aircraft. It's a matter of personal anxiety. 2 Corsairs out on a special mission have yet to return. The carrier, like a hen anxious for her chicks, cannot settle down until the last of her brood is home. That sounds like them. Yes, here they come. The batsman has his bats lit up because of the growing darkness. Months of training now show their value. The Corsair lands almost in darkness, but it's a perfect landing. last of the chicks is home to roost.